Welcome to A Tarot and Tea. I'm Safriana. And I'm feeling a lot of feelings this morning, hence the cheeky title that my friend was like, go for it. It's Tarot, Tea, and Tears today because I have just been having a very rough morning with some personal circumstances coming up with some family stuff, and we'll leave it at that. But it has been a lot to hold, and I'm in this human journey, as are we all, and so much of what I try to really help everyone else out there remember is that we're not here to bypass being human and to try to transcend above our grief and our realness and our feelings and our immenseness that we hold, especially as human beings here at this point in time. There is so much pain in the world right now, and so much suffering, and so much avoidance of looking at that, because we think if we can look away from it long enough that we will be free of it. And that's just not how it works. And so we have to feel it to heal it. And I'm really I gave myself a lot of spaciousness this morning to sit and feel this immense sorrow and rage that is here in me. This deep sorrow and rage for where we are at as a human collective right now, where we are at as individuals, feeling ourselves so unworthy of love and decency and like a basic common living, because we have been so programmed, so trained, so torn down by the systems in place that we think ourselves unworthy. And that is what breaks my heart the most in the world. There's a concept called the Great Hunger. Dr. Ter'Ahn Trent, The Awakened Woman, I believe is the title of the book, writes about this. And I do not remember or know how to pronounce the Zimbabwean word, but the term Great Hunger is what our heart leads us towards in life, with great purpose and mission to make better than when we found it. And for me, that is this knowing, this deep belief that all humans are inherently worthy and good at heart, and that their soul came here to express and be light in the world and acknowledge the shadow and not bypass it. But us being able to be authentically who we are is the most important thing in the world to me. And it breaks my heart that so many people live in fear, live under constant threat or reality of violence at this point in time, that so many people are surviving hardships and people's voices are being drowned and lost. And I just continue to pray and hold the vision for better. So welcome to Tarot and Tea with a completely different start than normal, because there's just so much here. And like I said, so much in my personal circumstances this morning. But, as my friend so lovingly reminded me, this is my brand. My brand is not performance and pretend. It is showing up real in the realness of what is. And the realness of what is here is both immense pain and immense love and gratitude. Gratitude for the love that is here, and the possibility that is here, and the connection that is here, and the healing that's here. So let's see what the cards have to say about all of this energy. And then I will get more into my personal tea at the end. Just wanted to anchor into sort of the reality of where I'm at this morning energetically, and what I feel like is happening in the collective too. But just in case this is your first time joining me, I will be pulling from the Druid Craft Tarot. That is the tarot deck of this year. And it's been a tarot deck of my practical whole life as an intuitive. This was one of the very first decks I got. Oh, okay. We got 2 cards today, and they're both swords. And this is going to be interesting. So we'll start with the 4 of Swords. So you can see him very contemplative as he is gazing out at who knows what in the distance. He looks very guarded, but he's also unarmored. He has a sword in his lap. He is ready for something. Hi, Sarah. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Your second live, and just a little different flavor this morning, but I'm here for it. So this 4 of Swords message for the collective. This is about ultimately retreating and resting. He is unarmored. He's ready, but he's at ease. He's taking this moment of respite. And this is a reminder that there is a time to rise up and confront a challenge, to stand up and do something, but there's also a time to withdraw and to retreat into ourselves again in order to find our source of power once again. Now is such a time. So I definitely really feel this myself, but collectively, and I felt this come through with the new moon that we just had in Taurus, it was like, hey, retreat back and find your foundations, find your baseline of what is needed to move forward in a sustainable way. That message has been coming up for me nonstop. And in the conversations I'm having and what I'm hearing, so many of us are feeling that like deep, deep burnout that comes from living in part of this system and structure right now. And we are moving towards breaking free from that. And in order to do that, we have to actually kind of reset ourselves. We need to get back to a simple baseline. So many of us literally don't even know how to sit with ourselves without reaching for our phone right now. We don't know how to sit in silence. We don't know how to be with ourselves because we have gotten so out of sorts with just stillness and just being, because we're so caught in the spin. This is like, hey, let that go for a bit. Like, come back into yourself, retreat back into you. So, yeah. And we have the 10 of Swords, but it came up reversed. So, this card is one of those very, you see it and it's like, oh my God, that's scary. Because the 10 of Swords is all the knives in the back. It's dead card. Like, whatever you're looking at it's gone. Reversed is an opportunity for liberation or change. Now, this opportunity might not last very long, and that is why it's important to act on the potential that is offered. So ultimately, the story behind this is that the ultimate battle is not an external situation, but an aspect of our own inner condition. These cats. It's an aspect of our own inner condition. And now is the time to work with that consciously. So what we're getting here in the 2 messages between the 4 of Swords and the 10 of Swords reversed is it's time to retreat and take some solace, to have some alone time, to have some quiet time, to reflect, to have that stillness we're so uncomfortable with, to actually receive the operation. Yes, that's actually what's happening here. To receive the operation of going in and deconditioning these old structures and patterns that have gotten ingrained in us. This is about getting a renewed sense of clarity and strength and insight on who we are and what we are, rather than this societal structural system. So it's essential that we take this retreat time and pull back into ourselves, take the opportunity that is here, like one little breath. If that's all you got, right? Take the opportunity that is here to see, to feel, to dive into what needs to be deconditioned. What needs to be deconditioned about how we have been operating. So, big messages here. All right. So, I'm going to pull from the Angels and Ancestors deck, our Oracle cards of the week now, just to get further clarity on energies we need. But I'm going to take a little sip of tea. So what else do we need to know about this situation we find ourselves in right now? How do we support ourselves? All right. Well, we're going to go with this one first because it's literally reinforcing the exact same message. So autumn, release the old and rest. So this is the time. It's the time to retreat, rest, let go of the old stuff. I mean, the message could not be clearer. And yes, Northern Hemisphere, we're in spring moving into summer right now. So we're not literally in an autumn here, but we are constantly cycling through the seasons in ourselves and our lives. So this is an invitation. Here we are in mid-May, almost the end of mid-May. Oh my gosh. And we're being asked to go into an autumn, to rest and retreat, so that we can regroup and focus. And that is the next message. The Shield Maiden is saying it's time to make plans and focus. That can only happen when we take the time to retreat and get back to this baseline. I feel like I have been being bombarded with this message personally over and over again over the last 2 weeks, which is this: go back to the foundations, make the plan, look at the plan, stop trying to move forward, stop, pause, look at the plan. Like, really make sure that you are building something sustainable moving forward that's actually built on the vision you want for your life right now, not these old outdated patterns that I really see kind of being indicated by the need to pull back in our Four of Swords and our Ten of Swords right now. So this is like, clear the old stuff out, get to know what pattern is playing out, and then focus and make the plan. And in order to make that plan, our last card, Animal Guardian, is all about trusting your instincts. So that's what we're returning to. And it's a return to in a bringing forward way. I don't know how else to say that. But we are being asked to return to the ancient wisdom of our intuition and our instinct instead of this overthinking that we do when we try to focus and make a plan. So these two together are really saying, release the old and then make the plan and focus by trusting your instincts. So we're pairing the intellectual and the instinctual or the intuitive together. You are listening to your body. You are listening to your spirit. You are listening to those intuitive hits. And you're also allowing your mind to then take what you're getting and make sense of that here in this tangible 3D world where you can actually make plans and manifest things into reality. So, to recap our message for this week, let me put these in a little stack. The Four of Swords is really saying it is time to take a step back, to retreat for a moment and give yourself the rest that you need so that you can come back to things with fresh eyes and be in that mind of sustainability and how do I move forward from a new angle, from a sustainable angle. Remember, he is unguarded. His armor is off. He is contemplating from this reflective angle. So give yourself that space and time, even if it is 20 minutes of journaling. Scripting comes to mind. I've been doing a lot of scripting lately, and that's just where you write out as if it's already happening. And you pull in as much reality as you can. I am living in a loving, stable home. I am working with amazing clients. I am spending time in nature every day. I am, like, you script out from your retreat vantage point, your reflection point, what you want to create. That's what we are moving towards, is what do we want to create that's far more sustainable than the way we've been doing it. The Ten of Swords reversed. This is not so much a oh no, everything has died and it's all fading away, as it is this is your opportunity to liberate yourself and move towards change very intentionally. So allowing yourself to move towards this change very intentionally and take the opportunity that is here for liberation. To do that, or what we're doing in that, is releasing the old that no longer serves, and resting, giving ourselves enough rest to build back up some inner resources so that we can make a plan and focus on building that sustainable life that we want moving forward, so that we can create these boundaries and these parameters for the life that we are co-creating with the universe and our community around us. And the most important part is we need to remember to really keep that instinctual wisdom in place. So we need to listen to and trust our intuition, not just our minds. We need to listen to the body, the unguarded body, embodied in this present moment, our intellect and our instinct/intuition. So I think it's pretty clear. The assignment is pretty clear what we're being asked to do this week. The question is, will we make ourselves enough spaciousness to do it? That's the real question, because we all, and myself is included in this, like to get busy and make a lot of stories and excuses for why we can't take care of ourselves. And that has to stop. That collectively has to stop, because that continues to perpetuate the patterns of all of the isms and archies and you name it, right? Like, we have to liberate ourselves out of this stuff so it stops in the collective too. So that is our tarot and oracle message of the week. I am now transitioning into my personal tea section. Today I am drinking blue moon tea, which I'm actually really tickled by, because we do actually have a blue moon coming up. So on that note, if you would love to join me for a special Sunday blue moon ceremony over on YouTube, my YouTube handle is at Druid Safriana, and that is going to be Sunday, May 31st. It's at 11 a.m. Eastern, and it's special in that it's a blue moon. I don't know what will make the ceremony particularly special yet outside of our normal structure, but it is on a Sunday, and I normally don't do ceremonies on weekends unless it's a really special occasion. So a blue moon feels like a special occasion. And we will see what magic comes through. It's in my rising sign in Sagittarius. This new moon in Taurus felt like a breath of fresh air. I had such a good weekend being out on the earth. I am sore as hell. My shoulders are a little crispy. But I am getting a lovely golden tan, and it felt really good to like be honoring that Taurean energy and doing like some hardcore gardening. I was vibing high. I was feeling really good this weekend. And then this morning I got smacked down with the family stuff and just fell apart. And it's all very interesting timing, just looking at what's coming up collectively, what my clients are exploring, what I'm exploring, what so many of my close friends are exploring in our own shadow material, and like what came up in my family system just rubbed all of that, just right. And like, this is where I'm like, shadow worker extraordinaire. Like, this is my bread and fucking butter, is the lived experience of going through the shadow light dance. And, sometimes we have a fantastic weekend or we have a great day, and then we get that bad news or we end up in pain. And we're like, is this going to ruin my day? I used to let it ruin my day all the time, or ruin my week, or ruin my month, or ruin my year when something, would come and shake me. It's taken so much work to be able to ride the waves and go through the shadow light dance. But like, I don't think if you told me of 5 years ago that I would get on a live stream with teary eyes and potentially, cry some more, like, I would tell you Absolutely not. That's never going to happen. I'm here to live the shadow light dance out loud. And that means I'm a human, because that's what it takes to be in the shadow light dance, is being human and slipping and sliding around on this really wild rodeo ride of Earth School. It's a mess, right? Being human is kind of a mess. But the way that we heal from that and we lessen the mess, not that there's any judgment in the mess, but we lessen the mess, is through healing our generational trauma. And we can't do that in silence. We can't do that by not pointing out. And that was a big thing that came up personally this morning. I was on a phone call with a family member and I just said, look, I came here as the generational cycle breaker, and I am not going to stand for this. I'm not going to engage in this. And like, that is the end of the story. And I know that that is going to piss some people off, and I know it's going to make some people very upset, but that's my line. And that's a tough line to hold, especially in a world where family is everything and it's all you've got, but sometimes it's really not. And breaking that cycle is so much of what I'm here to do. So yeah, it's hard to contend with. Like, do I need to go no contact with certain family members? I've gone no contact with plenty of family members over the years, but each one that I have to is just a heartbreak all over again, a loss of the story of what could have been possible if we could repair together, if we could all confront and take ownership of our own inner demons, if you will, to use that word we humans seem to love so much. But that's my stance, right? They're inner demons, and we can love them and work with them and move forward in healing. We don't have to keep spinning our wheels, and I'm not here to spin wheels. So that's like the biggest obvious personal circumstance. Loved gardening this weekend. I'm feeling that blue moon coming up. Like the Sagittarius energy feels like it's trying to pull me forward into this next chapter of liberation and self-claiming. And oh gosh, like just so many things feel in flux in my life right now. So many things. My website is actively being rolled over, and I'm like scared and thrilled because I'm having to learn a new software on the back end, and Justin is having to learn a new software on the back end as the website comes into our hands, arguably 60+% built with all the templates we need and whatnot, but there's still some things for us to set up, and it's going to go live before it's all set up. And that's bumping against my, all right, hopefully that phone call coming through didn't disrupt our sound. But it's bumping up against my, I'm wanting to say it's a Virgo placement in my houses where I struggle with professional perfectionism, which is exactly why this year I've made it such a point to go live crying, go live in my bathrobe, go live with messy hair, go live like a hot mess to be like, hey, you can show up and be imperfect. But when it's like my website, my writing, definitely is activating, right? Like there's a lot more to it. But that is the biggest background project that's underway, I think, right now. And I feel also this crunch time because, as I was talking about last week, Atalanta, the pseudo main character of my book series, Ter'Ahn's Chosen, one of the main characters, one of the 5 main characters. Her birthday is on the 23rd, and I want to get the book uploaded by that day on the back end. And like, that is my number one actual, like, it would be very easy to do. And yet there's all this weird resistance in me still to work through with it. So my website and my book are like top priority this week. And other than that, I just need to keep moving forward one moment at a time and be in the flow. I have been so honored that There's so much witnessing happening right now. I do feel very seen in terms of how me showing up and sharing personally is impacting other people, that it is helping them feel seen, that it is helping them feel less alone. And so that is why I persist doing what I'm here to do. Let's see. So the book project is still underway. Chapter 3 is almost done still. I did not get very far last week, especially with all the gardening, but I'm very thrilled about the gardening. I got to go be in community yesterday and see Hello Jilly and her group, her duo with her husband, get to perform, and I would love to link that below. I need to go find them on Instagram or something. I'm not actually there. But that was really just lovely to go see a friend perform and hear her voice. And like, I'm feeling myself coming out of my shell more and feeling myself emerge back out into the public more and going out in person. And that is the biggest thing I'm manifesting for the remainder of this year is in-person events, opportunities to gather in circle and to be in the realness together, opportunities to do more biological number discovery with people, because I really do feel like that work is so important. But I am still continuing to hold space online. It is so important for me, just as the entity that I am, to be interconnected all across the globe. And so, no matter what happens in person, for as long as we have internet, I am planning to continue showing up for things like this, for tarot and tea, for my new moon and full moon ceremonies, which are always free over on YouTube, and for seasonal shenanigans, which is my series with Dr. Melissa Bird. And our upcoming ceremony, they're all Wheel of the Year. So the next one is the summer solstice. We are celebrating that on June 20th. And I am planning to build an online community that is deeper than, so it'll be housed in my Heartbeat, which, if you have not joined yet, is completely free. Heartbeat can be accessed via web or app. My community is called the Rebel Elements. And the deeper community, the circle, I don't know what to call it yet, but this circle is going to be housed in there, and we'll have an in-person and online component, so I can weave this deeper work with as many people near and far as I can. And that's still taking shape, and that's where I invite you all, if you feel called to be in community with a weird alien druidic priestess of Brigid and do creative things and honor nature and love yourself more, I would love to have you. But I would also love to know what you need and what you want to learn or grow in yourself or expand in your life, so that I can do what I do as a manifesting generator and respond and generate the things that you would benefit from. I want to be of service, and that is the most important thing for me. Being here online, especially, is to be of service to as many people as possible and to touch as many hearts and souls as I can. That is why I continue to show up. So I think that is all I have to say for the day. I feel like absolute pudding. I have a couple clients today, but I am hoping to otherwise just rest today and be in the flow of the sorrow and the rage that is here as it arises, and express it as it needs to come through, and to take care of myself. And that is my hope for you too, is that you will take care of yourselves, because we need to be resourced in ourselves to show up and make an impact, whatever our impact is to make. So just know that, as always, I see you, I believe in you, and I'm cheering you on. We are in the shadow light dance together. There's nothing wrong with having feelings. Please feel deeply. We need that. We need to reignite that. And let yourself be human. So until next time, I'm Safriana. Bye for now.